Hello everyone, it's Sirazul again, and this time I'm with
Noor.
and today we're here on a table in Noor's house, and Shahina, Noor's older sister, is doing Mendi. What's Mendi actually? Would you like to tell everyone, or what's the importance of doing Mendi, or when do you do Mendi?
You do it on weddings and Eid, and it's just something traditional, something to make your hands look pretty.
Do you guys do it all the time?
No, not really, on special occasions mostly.
Do you think Mendi is related to like your identity, your culture, or like why do you do Mendi?
Well, when they were in the refugee camp, my mum told me that they used to get the leaves and they used to like crush it,
Yeah.
and then they used to put it on their hands.
That's true, and they were
Yeah.
actually they're Mendy leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually quite true. So do you know how Shahina's using a cone right now? We used to have plants, so you
Yeah.
get the leaves and then you crush it. But okay, let's dive into why we're here today. We're going to be speaking to Noor, who's the third generation, if you will. She's my niece and my sister's younger, my third sister's daughter. And she was born in the refugee camp, but she came to this country when you were how old were you?
When I was 2 years old.
So you don't really remember much, do you?
Nothing at all.
But you've been to the refugee camp?
Yeah.
How old were you when you went back?
I was in year 4.
What's the thing that like just strikes out every time you think about that visit?
Well, the size of my toilet is the size of like their whole house.
That's true.
And like it's all like kind of together and everything's cluttered. And they don't have mattresses, they just stay on the floor with like a pillow. But it's not really a pillow. And then they'll have like a mesh thing over, what's it called? To stop the mosquitoes and stuff.
Oh yeah, like a mosquito net.
Yeah, they have that.
Yeah, there's a lot of mosquitoes in Bangladesh.
And they don't have gardens.
True.
And they don't have like a kettle.
That's true.
Or a bath. They have communal toilets and showers. So it's very unhygienic.
Yeah. What?
So like the whole streets use the same toilets and stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And it's changed a bit now. There's more toilets, but also there's more people as well. So it's still like one toilet for like 30 people still.
Oh.
So people still share it. But yeah, so that's what you remember. Do you remember anything else?
Some bits were nice actually. Even though the beaches were a bit dirty, but it was still nice.
Okay,
It felt homely, but it's not a clean environment, but it's still like a nice place to be in because of the people there.
But for reference, what Noor is referring to is the Cox's Bazar beach. So Kutupalong is based in Bangladesh in the district of Cox's Bazar. And Kutupalong village or Kutupalong refugee camp, it's about an hour's drive from Cox's Bazar beach. The only reason why Noor was able to visit that beach was because she was British at that time, I assume, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. So because she had a British passport, she was allowed to go in and out of the refugee camp. And even then, her parents would have had to do a lot of convincing with the people in charge of the camp because outsiders are not allowed to go inside. And and the insiders, so the people living in the refugee camps, are not allowed to go outside without the permission of the camp in charge. So they're essentially stuck in an open air prison, is what many describe it. So thank you for telling me about your visit. How long is it? It's been quite a long time now. 10 years, I think you.
9 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. Well, anyways, there's a lot of Rohingyas now in Bradford. Do you meet them? Do you see them?
Yeah, I go to college with a few of them, and we see them at weddings. We see them when they come to our house.
Do they come to your house more often?
Some of them. It's just here and there. It's not all the time.
Yeah. So do you hear Rohingya voices?
Yeah.
Quite often or very rare?
No, we hear them quite often because my grandma talks Rohingya, and then when I go to my grandma's, everyone talks about this because obviously, like, my grandma, my granddad, and like not everyone knows how to speak English, and then most of them can speak Rohingya, even if it's just bits and parts of it. Like that goes with like the younger kids as well. Like, they don't know how to talk fluently, but they can say stuff to my grandma and she'll understand because she goes to English class now as well.
Yeah, she does. I spoke about that.
Yeah, she's loving it.
Yeah. You have to help her with her homework sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, she comes to my house.
How does it feel to help your grandma with homework that, something that you must have done 10 years ago?
I actually like helping her because I don't know, it's like her inner child. Like, she should have done that like ages ago and she's doing it so late.
Yeah.
Like, she deserves to have an education.
And I think she's enjoying going to English classes as well.
Yeah.
We took a pause and now we're back. This time we have an additional guest. Hi, I'm Sirazul and I'm here with
Noor and Sahina.
Shahina is Noor's older sister and she's actually the oldest niece we have. Yeah, so the first niece and the oldest niece. How does that feel? Have you ever thought about that?
I think it's a lot of responsibilities because you've got like a lot of young people, well, young siblings, young cousins just looking up to you. And it's like I have to be successful for them to follow into my steps, just the same way I look up to my uncle. And you were the first person to go to college, well, the first girl to go to college and the first girl to go to uni from like us guys.
From our family.
Yep.
That's very, very good thing and it's something to be proud of. How do you feel to be the first educated woman in our entire family? Like, not just in the UK, but our family, our entire generation.
I think it's something to be proud of. And I think it's a blessed opportunity that I've had because not a lot of girls and women that are older than me in my family, they've not been able to experience that. And for me to be able to experience that firstly.
And how do you feel that you're the second? So we're talking to Noor now. Noor, how do you feel you're the second person who's going to go to hopefully university? She's in her first year of A level, so you're the second woman to do her A levels in our family. Third person altogether. So we've only been in this country for 15, 16 years or 17, I think. So it's a big, big achievement for us. So how do you feel?
Well, I have less responsibilities because if she does a little bit bad, then that means it's okay for me. But obviously, the expectations are still high and quite up there. And it is a big accomplishment because, as my uncle said, this is literally out of our whole family, it's just us guys, which is completely different to what the other girls do back home and the ones living here. Most of the women here, like my mum and my aunties, they're housewives and they don't have education. They don't have like a second option or something else to resort to. Then like their identity is being a housewife.
But they are changing that.
Yeah. They're going to English classes.
And okay, on to the topic about women and Rohingya women. Like, obviously, I'm a man, so my perspective is different to what your perspective is. And I've already spoken about the challenges, the contribution of women to society, and especially Rohingya women to Rohingya society, especially in Bradford. So, there's multi-level because, where sometimes for us, there are some women in refugee camps who are making changes, and then within our own homes, but then within the Rohingya community, but also within Bradford. So there's so many levels. What has been your experiences as Rohingya women growing up in Bradford? Noor.
They still have traditional values, like, can I even say that?
Yeah.
I think they still have patriarchal thoughts because it's been embedded into their minds and they've been grown up with that. And then when they've come here, they've like said those same things that have been said to them, to us guys. So it can be traditional things like women will be cooking and cleaning a lot for men and men will go out to work, and that is quite common in the Rohingya community, but it is increasing and some of the women are finding jobs and trying to better themselves with finding education. Yeah.
And for Shahina, what would you say?
I think in society as a whole, I think Rohingya women would be, I wouldn't say pitied, but I feel like people belittle them, but they live in the UK country now, and I feel like despite not knowing that much of like speaking fluent English and knowing their way around, I feel like they still manage
to, pay the bills, go to job centre, attend appointments, and carry on with their daily tasks without having that much of experience of living in this country.
Yeah, that's also very true because if you think about it, when me and my sister speak, or your mom and myself we speak, we always think like just over about a decade and a half ago, like the life that they were living, and then when we say to your Dolama, which is my eldest sister, like she always tells me like she would have never imagined in her wildest dream that she would have a home of her own, which is so crazy to think. I mean, for you guys,
Yeah.
because we always take for granted just having a space, right?
Yeah.
So she's never had that in the refugee camp, and she's always like so thankful, and she's always thinking about how in Bradford she's made a home for herself. How do you think your life would have been? Do you think your life would have been different, or if you were still in the refugee camp?
Completely. It would have been completely different if I was back home. I would probably be married with a kid, if
Yeah,
I'm being honest. And the man would probably be way older or pre-arranged, and none of it would be my decision. And I would probably live in a really small room, being a housewife, probably not attend school at all because I'd be at home helping out with family. It would be completely different, and I would not be able to dress the way I want to dress. And obviously, you guys don't know me, but I wear makeup, and I would probably not be allowed to wear that because I would have to cover my face.
and yeah,
I think for me, life would be completely different if I was to live in the refugee camp, because me being the eldest niece in the UK, I'm able to go to uni. I've done my A levels, my GCSEs, and that's something for the little ones for them to look up to. And if I was living in the refugee camp, I think they would have no one to look up to, and they just see it as like one of the norms of just getting married early and cooking and cleaning for your husband, looking after your family, and getting married at an early age.
do you think because you have that opportunity, and the people in the refugee camp, including our family who are still there, women, don't have it, do you feel like a responsibility to do well and to do something with your life now?
Yeah. Because now when we, like, obviously my dad calls them and my mum calls them, then like they'll ask us how we're doing at school and stuff, then they feel really happy because they've never had that experience before, and to hear it from us is probably like a dream for them or something to look forward to.
Did you ever think like how what's your mom, how did she react? So this question is to Shahila and then to Noor. How did your mom react when she found out you got into uni, you passed GCSEs, and then you passed A levels?
I think she was very proud of my achievements, and she's always praying for me to do well, because she'd never want me to be in her situation where she has to depend on her husband and on other people to support her, to communicate, to doctors for her, to interpret for her. It's just a lot about being independent, being your own woman, and being able to support yourself, and always having that backup plan with all of your educational achievements. And yeah, I think my family just wants me to be very independent and never have to rely on anybody else to have a successful future.
So and then to Noor, when we think about what a Rohingya woman means, I think the idea of a Rohingya woman
There's so much.
it's changed as well. Would you not
Yeah.
say, for example, you see now there's a Rohingya woman who works, who goes to university,
There's
who
even a lot of them that have started driving.
yeah, driving is it's a very very
We
big
know
part.
English, so
Yeah.
very little understanding.
And that's something like even for me as a man, like I look up to, because I'm like, oh wow, like just 10-15 years ago the life that they lived was one, and now because they've been given an opportunity they can do so much. And then but also at the same time, I can also see the people who haven't been given the opportunity. So I see so many different types of Rohingya women in my life now. So I'm saying for you as a person who's growing up in the UK in Bradford as a Rohingya, seeing all of this, seeing your elder sister going to university, but also knowing that your mum wants her to be independent and your mum values that independence. Like you're still young. What does it mean for you to grow up Rohingya and for you to be a woman who's a Rohingya? Like it's, the two identity.
So first, to be a Rohingya woman, we are getting rid of traditional values. So we are no longer in a patriarchal society, and we have our own thoughts and feelings, and we can say our own opinions. And it is really important because not only for me to be a woman, but to make my mum proud, because she's never experienced any of that, and she gets really happy. So yeah, and us achieving something and getting good grades is also an achievement to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess a lot of Rohingya women live vicariously through the younger generation because they, like, people like your mom can see you guys do and take up opportunities that they never had. Where do you think home is for you?
Well, if I ever went to Burma, I could have said that, but I've never been there, so I have to say the camp.
Camp. What about Bradford?
Home,
Yeah,
grandma's.
grandma's.
Yeah, when everyone goes there.
Yeah, I like it. So because normally
My grandma doesn't like it. She hates all the after cleaning.
yeah, the after cleaning she hates. But
Bear
yeah.
in mind, there's a odd 30 of us there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah,
And a
but
lot
to
of
us guys, it
babies.
doesn't seem like a lot. But if someone external
Yeah.
saw that, they'd be like, "Whoa."
Yeah, some external people are already scared about all those people being in one space. But for us, it's normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, to be Rohingya is to know a lot of people, basically.
Yeah.
Very loud, which I'm not.
Yeah, we're very loud, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times?
You should hear my family have a conversation with each
On
other.
No, I'm not even exaggerating. They literally sit a yard away from each other and they're screaming like, they're on the other side of a football field.
That's their norms.
Yeah, that's the normal
Yeah.
voice though. That's not even their screaming. So to Shahida, what does home mean to you? Like, where do you see home?
I'd say my grandma's as well, to be honest. But I think wherever like my family is gathered around, like when we're all together, it just feels like home because when we're all around each other, it's just that sense of togetherness, and we don't need to be at a specific place. It's just once we're all together, it's just like,
Yeah.
Oh, but that's really interesting because I never thought of it like that. To be honest.
And neither.
it's just
What's
like
your favorite
us
memory?
together. So when I was small, my granddad used to take me to like the seas because like it was the beach and the sea.
Yeah.
And we used to go fishing there, and he used to always bring back crabs for me because he knew how much I liked them. And we used to always eat it, and he used to always feed me. That's what I remember.
Do you not think it's
And
weird?
that was more like
Mm.
Mushkali, not Kempo.
Yeah, so Mushkali is a reference to another island of Bangladesh. It's still part of Bangladesh.
That
but-
village.
Where my grandma's
island.
mum was living.
Oh.
yeah,
And her brothers and her sisters.
yeah. So it's an island. Mushkali.
Yeah.
Do you not think it's weird how crabs were very common back then, but now here in this country, crabs
so
and lobsters
expensive.
it's so expensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why I can never bring myself to like pay for crabs because I'm like,
Yeah.
we used to have this for free all the time.
Yeah. My granddad always talks about how much he loves fishing
Yeah.
and
Your
how
granddad was
often
a
he used to
big
go.
fisherman.
And
in-
every
in
time we sat
Bangladesh.
together, he'll always bring up how we used to go fishing.
Yeah.
That's probably his way of connecting to you
Yeah.
guys. But he was a really big fisherman in Bangladesh. So I've spoken about this before, but my dad used to control. So you've seen the beaches. The
Yeah.
beaches divided into sections, and he used to control. He used to be like the lead fisherman for one of those sections. So it's quite big.
Did he get passed down his role?
No, we just came to this country.
Oh.
So had we not been in this country, he would probably still be a fisherman. And did you know your grandma used to make the nets?
No way.
Your grandma
Talk
was-
about a
Oh, yeah.
love story.
But your grandma used to like make nets and sell them for money, and then she used to-
They showed it to us when we were there.
They
In
did
Dindy's
actually,
house,
I remember.
They were like,
Yeah.
I don't know if the granddad made those ones, but
They
they
were
did
big
show us
though.
nets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, your
And
grandma would make
there were
it
like
them.
so many boats there and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. And then
We went on the boats as well.
how
Yeah.
was that
Yeah.
scary?
Yeah, because we
Yeah,
were
because
like,
I was like, is it gonna tilt over? Is it like,
yeah,
like
because
for
it weren't even
princes and
like
Bangladesh.
what's the word? In an advanced place.
Yeah, that's what.
These boats had like water in it and a few holes.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was gonna drown. I didn't know if I was making it out alive. Oh, I actually did drown. I just remember.
Yeah, you did. We went to the beach and we was in this floating.
Yeah, and I just went straight
And it
through
just
and I
tipped
thought
over
that's
upside
it.
down.
I'm dying here.
It wasn't me.
Turns
and
out I didn't die.
Me, my uncle, and Moo, we all flipped over into the sea.
It was
Good thing you didn't die.
yeah.
Okay, question in Rohingya. Tuara Shoreham Bradford thing there. The Tuarati obviously Tuara the Bradfordian Bradford Manishari. Yeah, Maniki Tuarati. Like for example, Kesto difference as in Bradford and the Rohingya or na Rohingya
Yeah.
and Bradfordian and Dilla Tuarati.
Yeah. Living in Bradford, there's always like people from different backgrounds, like Pakistani Asians and Bengali Asians. They're the most common ones that people know about. But when they talk about our people like be Rohingya and Asian, they'd be very clueless about it. So it's obviously different being a Bradfordian Rohingya because not many people know about it. And you're always having to explain yourself and your background, and it's just a lot of context. And some people, to save themselves from the explanation, they'll just say they're Bengali because they're from Bangladesh, but they're Burmese Rohingya people.
I used to
you
say
know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah, I used
Yeah.
to say that. Because it was just easier.
It's just,
and imagine like when I was your age, no one knew even of
yeah.
Burma at all. And this when now, because of like the genocide that's happened, not more people know. But when I was your age, none of 2014 or 15, 12 or 17, those persecutions still happen. So I used to say I'm Bangladeshi because that's the only place they would know. And some people didn't even know where Bangladesh was. So that was another one.
Oh,
Yeah. How important is it do you think, for someone to have a home?
isn't
Yeah.
yeah, because wait, home can mean two different things though. Home can mean a loving, good community with family surrounding you or friends surrounding you, or it can quite literally mean a physical house which is in good condition, but it doesn't mean that you get both.
Yeah.
You don't always get both, and well, I am really
Well,
grateful and I'm wealthy to have both.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting because the way I
Yeah.
think it, like I have a like tar granddad and tar grandmother for Sandole, itara hubode, itara rezuti house, itara gorhore. When I say God, I don't mean like the physical house that we're in now, but like, you know, your homeland. Itara
Yeah.
always hubode, grandma like my mom always hubode, like Burma hubo. Itara obviously came for no hubo. Arab Sandole obviously I maybe came for you because
We've
know,
not been to Burma.
yeah, I've not been to Burma. I spent more time in the camp than I did in Burma. And then I'll say UK, Bradford. Bradford is my home now. You know, home away from home, which is what I say.
Yeah.
And now Bradford is like the only place that's accepted us. Because refugee camp, you're a refugee. Like Bradford is the only
Now I would
place where
see,
we're
like,
not.
Yeah. Our home country is like a place we'd go for holiday, you know. I would see Bradford as our real home.
But that's our
Because of all the
personal
immigration
experience.
and all of that.
Mm. What do you think? Do you think other people's experience would say otherwise, Noor?
Yeah,
I think the older generation would.
Yeah.
They still see Bangladesh as their home because that's where they initially grew up and, you know, have had most of their experiences. Coming to Bradford, I think they've had like very different experiences and they're just still learning things and are still adapting into the new environment. But for the younger generation, I think it's more easier for them to come in and learn new things and, you know, easily get used to it and adjust to the changes.
Yeah.
that's only our personal experience. A lot of people migrate like all over the place. So you guys are forgetting that like people migrate to India,
Yeah.
New Zealand. So people could also have a different perspective on that and think that that place, like I don't know, for example, India, that's their home now.
Yeah. So I would say for me, home is where you feel safe, and Bradford is essentially the only place in the first time in our lifetime where we feel safe because you know in
Yeah.
Bangladesh there was certain danger. Obviously, in Burma there was
Yeah.
certain danger. Bradford, we have escaped that from that danger, and now we can openly speak about it rather than
Yeah.
fear about something.
Yeah.
But last few points. If you had to give a message in Rohingya now to Sadia, Junaid, Baby Law, Arif Law, and Sarah Law. So I've just named my nieces and nephews who are younger. What would you say to them after this conversation? Sorry.
Tharar ma baap, burama, buraba, itara tu todeka opportunities na itara tu school zai no fare itara thora deka fotidim bakule khala no fare itara tu ham gora foto itara ma ba foti itara help gora foto itara tia for fun. So thora tu apply young gora na fari bane. So thora tu aja school zai fari bi shunda gori like bala gori fari bi. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, you said it really right.
Twality is the good English hota hoi faribi and shiki faribi halin is or basha foreign farish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or another.
Foreign such. You can learn as much English as you want to speak, but you don't forget your own mother tongue, and you always like keep that culture within you and you carry it down.
Thank you. We'll be back with more people on this podcast. The next time will be, hopefully, the younger people will be there. So it's been me and
Noor.
And saying
the three generations.
ঠান্ডা বইয়ার আনের খুশবো তোমার দিলে ডাকেলে তোমার